and we go to some folks on the street right outside the CBS Broadcast Center. Dominic Turzek and Cassidy Carter. They were going to go to the Drew Barrymore show, but guess what? Things went south over at the Drew Barrymore show. She's a scab, after all. Unbelievable. You know, they're against her now because she's relaunched her show, even though there's a strike going on. You got the writer's strike and the actor's strike, but not a Drew Barrymore strike. So they're back to work. These two said they were going in there to watch the show. Big Drew Barrymore fans, they say, and they got booted out. Here they go.
So we got tickets to the Drew Barrymore show today. We had no clue.
A little hard to hear them.
No clue there was a strike. No clue she was changing her statement or anything.
Okay, I love this. No clue there was a strike.
Yeah. You're wearing Writers Guild on strike shirts.
They have Writers Guild on strike shirts and pins all over themselves.
You've heard of the strike.
They're like, we showed up. We didn't even know there was a strike going on. But, you know, here we are, and we got booted out of this thing.
And we showed up and we saw the strike, and we were given pins.
We took our little buttons.
Yeah,
This is what got us kicked out of the Drew Barrymore show.
Uh-huh.
Kicked out in the middle of everything after signing
Verbally
it.
assaulted by her security officer.
Verbally assaulted by
I'm sure.
security. Yeah, the mean, angry Drew Barrymore security. Gotcha, man. You don't mess with them. That's how the song goes, right? Don't mess with Jim, don't pull on Superman's cape, and don't mess with Drew Barrymore's security guards. That's how they go. And so they said they got
replaced
booted
Spit
out
into
of
the
there.
Wind, you know.
Yeah, right,
They figured
yeah.
that was a gimme.
So they said they got kicked out, and we're to believe that they are big Drew Barrymore fans. That's what they're saying, at least, but they did not know this strike was going on. I don't know how they weren't aware of the strike. It's very, very public. They've gotten a lot of attention with this.
They said they weren't aware of the strike until they got there and they were given the pins and apparently took time to change into the shirts.
Right, yeah. They got everything now to represent these striking writers that they truly support now, but did not even know about 5 seconds ago. That's how in-depth this whole thing
Barrymore
is.
claims that she cares about her fans and wants her fans to show up for the show, and then we get kicked out for supporting what is right. Drew, you should do what is right. Support your writers and support your fans.
Ooh.
Your writers.
Yeah, support your writers. We started supporting them about 5 hours ago, if that, probably an hour ago, based on when they got kicked out here. But they said Drew Barrymore is not doing the right thing here. I don't believe this. I don't know if I believe this couple's story that they were big Drew Barrymore fans, because they go even further on this in a second here.
How far into the building did you get?
We signed the waivers.
We signed the waivers.
In there, and then we went up to use the bathroom and got pulled over by
You can hear the protesters in the background.
and he was like, you're out.
How are you feeling now?
How are you feeling?
About Drew and about all of it in light of this?
I'm just really shocked.
Yeah,
To be honest,
it's
I had no
disheartening.
clue she would turn it back like this. especially
Okay, all of the stories about Drew Barrymore going back to work were tied into the fact that it was the strike going on. So if you heard about Drew Barrymore going back to work and being live once again, and you wanted to go to the show, and you were such a big fan, there's no way that you didn't know that it was the controversial thing because of the strike.
No, they've been watching the reruns of the show, big Drew Barrymore fans. And they said, you know what? We got a little vacation coming up. Let's go. Let's be in the studio audience. Surely nothing would keep us from doing that. You know, all the episodes we're watching, new episodes. What could go wrong?
Yeah, and they even say at the end, they're like, will you go to another show? Hold on, let me fast forward a little bit, because they're like, would you still support Drew Barrymore after this?
Can you see a circumstance where you take another run at going to the show?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
No, we were huge fans, but after the last hour of our minds being changed about this, we no longer like Drew Barrymore anymore. Okay, two things. Number one, Drew Barrymore is America's sweetheart. She's an amazing person. She seems like the sweetest lady on planet Earth. She's been famous since she was a tiny little kid. She gave us E.T. for Christ's sake. She followed that little person around in the costume. Didn't even know that it wasn't a real alien while they were filming the movie, for God's sake. She put it all on the line for us. Drew Barrymore is a saint, number one. Number two, You could support the writers without being weird about it like this. The writers should be supported. I'm with the writers because the writers are against the robots, AI. They don't want any of these AI people writing stuff or the AI equipment, the robots writing their scripts. And I agree with them on that. And I think they deserve more money, and I think they're getting screwed over. But we don't have to do weird things and lie and say Drew Barrymore is evil or something now. It's like, holy cow, what a weird move this whole thing is. Sam on YouTube says, I mean, to get in the door, they probably had to go through security, sign the waiver, and then after all that, security decided to kick them out? Uh-huh. Well, I bet they only had, like, I don't know, their shirts. He's wearing a jacket to cover the shirt, but she's not. She's just rocking the shirt. Unless they got the shirts afterwards for the interview or something. I don't know exactly how this whole thing played out, but this is silly. Come on. Support the writers, but don't be lying about it out there, for God's sake. And please, writers in Hollywood, come to an agreement. We're desperate. We need new shows.